on 3, 2, 1, go. Cool, so we're just reviewing this video about questions liberals can't answer. These guys are going to make comment, I guess. I'm just going to hang back because there's a delay. Sweet.
I feel a lot of pressure.
We're all serious now. We're serious. It's so serious.
Mostly
There's a link.
ladder.
There's a link.
I'm feeling pressure.
There's a link there. Link.
Relax your anus.
Alright, start the video.
Oh, easy. It's a little early for anus talk, I think.
That was him.
Whoa.
I'm Lonnet with Red Ice. It's true, you just can't argue with a leftist. All the evidence on the planet won't be enough because they live in an alt universe. Liberals are very bad at debating because they never do it. Because they only talk to other self-affirming, emotional stroking liberals and have had zero opposition to challenge them. They are caught with their pants down at the most basic questions. But people like myself are very comfortable arguing with opponents. We've had a lot of practice to sharpen our arguments, and we don't crumble when people call us bad words. We deal with outrageous, never seen before censorship, banning, discrimination, defamation, and we're still here. As we toughen up, they become even weaker. Here are questions liberals cannot answer. 1. Gotta start with this one. If you're so pro-mass non-European immigration, why do you live in a white neighborhood? They may say, well, this town has plenty of diversity. Yeah, down there, not where you live, up here. Why aren't you living in an immigrant refugee part of town? 2. What percentage of America can be white? 60%? 40? 15? 2%? At what point is it acceptable? 3.
That's a good question.
At what point is it okay to have a border and immigration laws? 4. What percentage of the population do whites have to be before it's morally acceptable for them to be proud of their ancestors, their heritage? At what point can they advocate for their unions, orgs, and lobbyists, just like every other group? 5. Is it okay for a white guy to say, I am a proud, straight, white male?
I'm a check.
When is it okay for them to be loud and
pro-rape
proud? 6.
section?
What is so wrong when European women want to have white children who look like them?
Is that who you're
Instead
representing?
of, ooh, your mixed race baby is so cute. How about, ooh, your little blonde blue-eyed baby is so adorable and unique. 7. For legal immigration alone,
She's just trying to get my videos deplatformed.
It's like importing a large city
I would
every year. How many non-European people need
alright,
to be in
we'll
the
leave it up,
country
see
before
what they
it's
do.
okay
We'll
to say
find out the
that's
lines.
enough? 8. You liberals claim to be environmentalists, and yet you are not aware of the horrible environmental consequences of mass migration, not to mention the problem of limited resources and an overburdened physical infrastructure. Yeah, it used to be common knowledge among you, but we have so much and we waste so much, so the solution is to import the entire third world so they too can have and waste much and enjoy a first world lifestyle? There used to be a time not long ago when lefties complained about overpopulation, when white people were having babies, that is, but now they love huge populations of non-Europeans making 8 kids each. So libs, you AOC Muhammad up in Minnesota and his 8 wives and 25 kids living off of welfare paid for by mostly
exactly like that.
Give them all your money then, stay out of mine. 9. Speaking of refugees, did you know there are people getting rich off the importing fake refugee business? 10. According to international law, refugees are supposed to go to the country nearest to them. So why isn't Israel and rich Gulf countries taking in any refugees? Why must they be flown at our expense way to Sweden, Australia, and North America? 11. About those refugees, do you even know how many are actually fleeing from catastrophic conditions and not just their own poverty? Like this much. I mean, come on, all those Mexicans seeking asylum. My white sister lives in Mexico. Plenty of space and options there. White liberals will say, well, it's okay if people are fleeing poverty. We have to give them a chance at a better life to become surgeons, inventors, and rocket scientists in European nations. Says who? Are you saying they can't do it without white people? That they need us to succeed? Well, what's wrong with their people? That's supremacist. 12. You want to help people? Why don't you go help them in their country?
Yeah.
You all never care to help European nations when they're in need. Why is that? Or are you saying they're never in need? And why is that? 13. To all those filthy rich celebrities making anti-white trash, why aren't you taking in any refugees into your house surrounded by upscale city? 14. Who
Well,
are you, the morality police?
for all I know, she could be part Mary.
Self-righteous high horse pretending to be God, saying what is morally right and wrong. I will answer that one for you. No one. You have.
No, Aborigine just means like
Remember,
a
boys and
native.
girls, there is nothing wrong
We
with
actually just call
Europeans
them Abos.
loving and preferring European people
Oh, do you?
stopping
So do we.
mass immigration
In Australia.
of fake
That's
refugees
my word.
to their country. No other people would put up with this. And if your parents
Is it-
never
is
told
it a
you, it is
derogatory
okay,
term?
more than okay.
Not,
Wonderful.
yeah,
Like,
it probably
Like
is,
it
but
is. Like an
it
adult.
probably is, but they don't really care. It's like it's all the white people that care about that stuff. It's not the
Hey,
you know what I mean?
same way it is here.
Like if you talk to them, if you talk to an abo and you call them an abo, you know, as long as you're on good terms with them, they won't care. Sort of thing.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But
the time
white
has
people will
come.
jump up and down about it and go,
But it seems
jump.
like
They'll
it's
jump up and down and go, you can't say that.
with certain people and alternative media outlets getting banned
That's so-
from multiple
that's
platforms at
phenomenal.
the same time. We need
I think that's a good word for it.
Well, that's interesting. They're good questions, weren't they? What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
So it's a good, well done video. What are these guys? Red Ice
I
TV.
couldn't actually see or hear the video, so I'm really sorry.
That's all right. We'll work out these technical glitches and all that over time. We're still testing things and we're making good progress. But Red Ice TV, I think I'm not sure who these guys are, but they're good questions. So bit of a plug, redice.tv, because we're using their content. If you come across this, please, we're trying to promote conservative stuff. So don't get upset.
I'm okay with all the conservative stuff.
Well, these guys are. I didn't actually know who they were. I just decided to plug their thing. So,
Oh,
but yeah, cool. But that's good questions. They what was your favourite one, Pants?
Wait, which one?
Out of all
Talking
the
about
which
the
question?
point she
Yeah, when is it okay to when is it acceptable to have a border wall and immigration, strong immigration laws? Is probably would be mine. Because that's one of the.
I like the second one, but I can't remember. I just remember liking the stuff. I don't.
Trying to find it. Yeah.
To
What
have
is
a
it?
border and immigration.
Second one was
Immigrant refugee.
2. It was what percentage of America can be white? 60%, 40%, 15%, or 2%? At
Right,
what
they're
point
always
is this?
making it like it's racist. It's not racist for Mexican people to want Mexicans or blacks to want blacks, but it's racist for whites to want whites. So, forcing them to define an acceptable limit exposes the absurdity of their argument
Yeah.
about not only about migration and the changing graphics, but as well as their inherent things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
kind of a double whammy. I liked it.
The immigration one was a big point because that's pretty universal. It covers a lot of, and the big hypocrites on that, they flip-flop on it depending on where they stand politically at the time.
Right.
You know, whereas conservatives are generally
Well,
pretty.
I just heard that.
hey, self-segregation is a thing.
Self-segregation. Oh, absolutely it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I just
not
heard-
anything that's it shouldn't be treated as like kind of an ism.
Yeah. What were you going to say? What were you going to say, Pence? Because I'm gonna wrap this one.
I was gonna say. I don't remember. No, I forgot. Never mind. Fun bags. Messed me
No,
up.
you were breaking up real bad.
Wait.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
pretty bad.
Oh, thanks to I think it was Red Ice TV for a great vid. We're just getting used to this. Don't worry, it's all good. We're still testing and getting used to
Yeah,
everything.
you just ruined everything. That's
I always
She
learn
did not.
things. That's what
All right.
fun bags.
Let's
like-
See how this one goes. Cool.
I'm just being a
Yeah, I've been paying attention to this self-segregation thing for a long time.
Yeah, well, it is true. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the busy calling the situation in South Africa a conspiracy theory, and I'd like to see what happens because they're a minority, a white minority,
The
and
situation
oh,
there is
not good at all.
not a conspiracy theory. That is genocide.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing with things like that is when they need to take action, it's already too, you know, it's kind of already always too late. They're always one step behind, and it's. Well, the thing is that they don't get any help from anywhere else because, like, to the liberals in the rest of the world, you know, the leftists in the rest of the world, they're all evil racists from the apartheid days, which is not the typical white South African at all, especially in the modern era. And that was sort of like a the apartheid's very complicated, and the history of South Africa is very complicated. People like really simplify it down to one thing, and an ad hominem type thing. If you actually study it properly, it's very complicated. Oh, it is, yeah. They're already warring. A lot of the tribes are already warring. Probably similar to New Zealand here. A lot of the tribes they're a warrior sort of nation in the sense that it was a group of what they call iwi or tribes, and they're already warring. So, you know, but it's just the typical thing with the leftism and sort of Marxist ideas and that to blame everything on one group. It's just an easy scapegoat.
I find it really, whatever. Okay, so killing white people off in a black central kind of area.
It's no different if it was white dominated. Yeah, it's no different if you flip the cards around.
It's just the same thing as it always has been.
Yeah.
Who's in control?
Yeah, it's
If you're not. So
it's discrimination. It's got
power.
it's the power, the oppressor victim dynamic. Postmodernism, Marxism, they all rely on that. It's pitting the powerful against the weak against the powerful. The rise of the proletariat up against the bourgeoisie and the power structure. Well, we can get a few out with immigration.
They're killing all the farmers.
Australia's taking some in. Well, you can't do anything about that though. If they get rid of all their productive people, then there's going to be some starvation, and there'll be a lot of blacks that'll die as well but there'll be a lot of blacks that'll die too because they don't know how to. Well, I know, but they won't do it quick enough to prevent some starvation. So, because that's sort of the thing about farming.
Killing the people who are feeding them. That's crazy.
Yeah, but the thing about farming is you don't learn it in one generation. It's something that gets passed down, like all trades like that. It gets passed down over generation after generation after generation.
Land, they're not familiar with that land, and they don't.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Where you have to rotate.
Well, the Europeans have been farming it for. Europeans have been farming. I think South Africa was actually. I think there were European colonists in South Africa before America was founded. Like they've been there for ages.
That's why there's white people there, obviously. But they don't know right now. They don't have much land, and they don't have a lot of water either. Maybe they do, not much. But the tactics to farming are pretty complicated. So it's passed down from generation to generation, and
they're
killing the people who have the knowledge.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I don't know why.
It's the same thing with they had a water shortage problem, and then it started to correct, and they attributed that to people were reserving water, but they ignored the reason it happened in the first place is they fired all the people that were running the water plants because they were all white. Yeah. And that's what caused the water shortage problem. Is the people running it didn't know what they were doing, but they try to say, "Oh, well, we fixed it because people are now saving water." And it's like, well, they have to save water because the plants aren't being run properly. So that's why they had to do that. But it didn't. It's just a deflection. Well, yeah, they said that it's the whole equal diversity sort of stuff, equality diversity stuff, where they're like, oh, we have to equalize and have, all blacks running it instead of whites, and then they end up like hiring all whites. That's what they do to compensate, and they get rid of all the people that have the experience and the training. That's what happens in a lot of businesses these days. Unfortunately, it's really quite. You got to sort of work for yourself these days.
Very unfortunate because the opportunities are there, but they're just like, no, nah. Someone said these people are bad, I'm just gonna go with it. I really simplify pretty well.
Yep.
I oversimplify all this stuff.
No, it's...
Down to this. You need a couple things. People who know what they're doing to make food, water,
Yeah.
and like. All right.
Yeah. So we're going to wind this one up. Good one. Let's see how it goes. Cheers. Go watch that other video, the original one. It's in the description if you got this far.